What's up everyone, it's Anthony with A Crew Gaming, back at Satisfactory, getting some stuff unlocked, and I was able to unlock on my scanner this Caterium? Caterium? Whatever this stuff is, this yellow stuff that you make the fancy wire with. And I found a deposit of it right by my base, but there's two giant boulders on it. So I don't know, I gathered a whole bunch of it up. If you know, oh geez, I forget how far I can jump and how fast I can run. I just about flew off the edge. If you know how to get rid of these giant boulders, let me know, because I can't put a miner here, and I can't mine it unless I move it. I could go to that one 683 meters away, but I've got it right here. So I'm gonna go try to research a quick wire. I've got to make some quick wire. I just thought of the name of it. Let's go bounding over here. I found a couple other awesome things over here. So I've got some iron mines right here. I think there's 4 of them here. There's 2 more over there. They're all impure, but that's 6 of them. And this is going to be the steel side of the factory, so I can run the raw material directly from them. Oh, hello. Right in to my steel production side and combine it with the coal. So let's drop something here. I have 1,000,000 of these. Sure, I need it for the painting process. But we'll pick up this guy after it talks to us and is all creepy.
I strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
If you just stand here and stare at it, it gets creepier. Tells you you're being watched.
Harvest.
Kind of bossy. What if I don't want to harvest? What if I don't trust you? I just gave you flower petals as a present.
Your contract legally compels you to harvest this artifact.
I'm on an alien planet and I'm legally compelled by my contract to harvest this when everything's trying to kill me and all you care about is your suit. This next one's fun. Here it comes, wait for it.
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
Alright, we'll pick it up. We're done playing with the creepy voices. It goes on to say, like, somebody from Altera is, or whatever, I think that's the company, whatever the company is, there's somebody always watching you. Creepy. Let's go back, let's run some, I need to get some more quick wire. I'm gonna have to drop obviously some stuff off in the storage area. And then I will come back here actually and show you, because you're gonna go, what is all that? I've got a bunch of stuff set up in here. I wanted to kind of get a pre-setup in here to kind of move some stuff around. That way you're not watching me scratch my head trying to figure out how to configure everything. But let's run over here real quick. Why is this all off? Oh yeah, because it's all full. I'm like, wait a minute. My storage units over here are all completely full, so... Oh jeez, again. Keep forgetting how far I can jump with this new suit. So I've got 3 of those artifact deals. We need to make some quick wire. We can make some limestone and make another, or some concrete with our limestone, make another slot, oh, or not. See if we can make some biomass here. Dang. It's like everything is like perfectly proportioned to where I can't get a full anything out of it. Drop these off. I guess I could have made some fuel, but we really don't need it anymore. Alright. I put some quick wire. I'm researching the quick wire, so I already put some in there. I don't know how to take it back out once you put it in there, so that was part of the problem. We gotta make this stuff first. But you should be able to mine this. Like I said, that's a mine full of it. But there's 2 boulders on it that you can't interact with. You can't hit them, you can't do anything with them, so I don't know. wonder if I can put quick miners on there, or portable miners on there. Wouldn't do me any good though. I mean, I guess they'd be full every time I went back to get them, but you can't hook conveyors up to them or anything like that. You know what, let's make this real quick. I don't remember how many I had to send, definitely not that many. And I don't even know what all QuickWire does, but let's research it and see if maybe that unlocks something that allows us to move those boulders. Oh, I need 100, holy mackerel. Oh yeah, I'm good. So, I'll tell you in 22 minutes. It's a long time. Again, forgot to set my timer. Always do that. And I think that's everything. I think we will, this is our last thing to study. So hopefully we unlock a couple more things here, and then we can search and find some more items as they get out of the early release stages of the game here. So if you do have these fancy shoes, running around using the sprint while you're in small areas is probably not advised. You just run your face into walls here. So let's see, we got all kinds of stuff unlocked here. Every one of the tiers is done. I went and collected all of the stuff required for the logistics. So you can see it needed some motors and a ton of stuff. But I've got so many raw materials that I was able to kind of collect it pretty quickly by hand. The motors were the hardest because it took so many items. But so we have everything unlocked in Tier 4, Tier 5, and 6. Open up, what is that, phase? So phase 2, it looks like the next one, it's kind of hard to read there, but is phase 2 of the space elevator. So to unlock those, you have to get all that stuff. And it's, again, I probably could do it by hand again. I think it's like 100 motors or something like that, but I think we're gonna slow down on going through the tiers. I don't know what else it opens. Hopefully nothing too, I think it opens like the oil production and maybe like the computers and stuff like that. So the more the advanced stuff. I think up to Tier 4 we have all of the material items, and the rest of that is all the manufacturing stuff in Tier 5 and 6 from what I'm assuming. So I'm not 100% sure. Obviously I haven't got that far. This is the first time I've played the game, so I don't know what else is beyond there, but oh, that stops when I check this. Just double checking my recording here and making sure that it's what just happened. Okay. Let's see if it's still going. It looks like it's still going. Sound is still going. Wanted to double check. They just did an update in Streamlabs, but it did not fix my issue, so I don't know. I need to just send them a video of what it's doing. Maybe tag them on Twitter. There's so many videos on how to fix it, or how the issue has been fixed for other people, but none of them worked. So I don't know that anybody really knows a real fix to it, but it's just kind of irritating to have to scroll through a bunch of other menus and it's not working correctly. So we shall see. Like I said, I'll probably send them a tweet or something if they can see if they can assist me. Probably could just chat with them, I would imagine. I'm sure they've got some online support. So let's sort this, get it all organized. I've got more. I don't know if I just unlock these or if I just have more space for stuff. Let's go grab some steel plates. What do we got up here? We don't need to carry that around. We could use some more concrete, some more, yeah, probably some more cable, some more steel plates. Our rods are alright. We'll go grab some stuff. Let's actually look at our menu. So our steel production, not this guy, this guy. So we should have everything, our iron side, and that's what we're kind of making here now. So our iron ingots are all going into the factory. I already, we already decided that the raw material, I'm gonna pull from those mines on that side. So we're fine there. Iron rods are being created right now. Screws are a derivative of directly of the rod, so those will be next in line. Iron plate, again, straight from the ingots, and it's 2 to 1. So we'll have to figure out the timing on that. The rods are 1 to 1, so it's pretty simple to do the math on that one. These are all copper materials. Like I said, the screws will be next. Reinforced iron plates, I'm going to have to combine the screws and the plates themselves. And then we get down into this kind of stuff. So the rotors we will build in the iron side. The modular frames we will build on the iron side. And then I think everything else, while it requires some of these items, so like this guy takes concrete, so we're gonna have to run some other materials into our steel production facility. So we'll have to figure out how to do that, because this guy takes the wire and steel pipe. The motor takes the rotors and stators. So, like I said, we're gonna have to run materials back over to it. And then it's going to kind of get more complicated as we go. So this next, the steel one will be a certain complication level, and then once we get into this stuff, spiked rebar is all iron. I don't even know what spiked rebar does. Oh, I could use these for biomass. I didn't know that. Cool. So, like I said, that'll kind of give us a blueprint of what our setup's going to be. I decided I need more concrete, but look, I mean, everything over here is done. It's all, these storages are all completely 100% full. I'm glad this thing doesn't push me off the edge. So let's grab a few more of those. We definitely need more steel plates. I don't think I need more wire or cable. I think I'm good on rods, because we need those to make screws and stuff, not do what we're doing. Once we start getting into the constructors, I am going to need reinforced plates, so we'll have to come back here and do that. So I'm trying to decide if I should build a storage first or I think I'll probably build a storage first. So that'll just be, what do we need for those? I can build those larger ones. So I've got all this available to me. I've got the Mark II miner. Again, it takes a lot of the steel. A foundry. Again, that's what we have to run the iron and the coal into. Constructor does take reinforced plates and assemblers. Okay, so we are definitely going to have to get some more materials running. I absolutely have to get the plates running over there. But you can kind of see we unlocked the conveyor poles all the way up to the Mark III belts. We still have all this stuff is the same. We did get the bigger storage units, but it takes steel, so you'll see the configuration I have. Really, this really wouldn't help a whole lot to have those. So, and then our vehicles, we got a truck station and a tractor. Not currently using those. If I find some coal a lot further away, I may start pulling from it, but we'll see. Right now, I think conveyors are the best way. So here's what we have set up. This is just one line feeding this, and it's pretty consistent. I think I fixed this conveyor over here. I had one conveyor that wasn't running. Yeah, I fixed it. So you can see this doesn't stop. These may stop, but the overall production... Why is this one stopped? Oh yeah, because it's feeding this first. So overall, these are running 15, 15, 15, 15. So this whole setup is running 60 per minute. It's going to feed in because it wants to send a third of it this way, a third of it this way, and a third of it this way. And then this one splits that third up into 2 more sections, and then this one splits. So a smaller amount actually goes to these ones back here. So these fill up, and then it starts to backfill through the system. So when you first set this up, it's like this one's hardly running, and it's never green, but it just takes a little while, and then you can see that it's using one almost every single time. You know, right when it hits 99, it's going back up. And that's what you want to see. So it's full, but it's running perfect. And this should be a constant flow. So this never stops. And that's exactly what you want to see. And this is just one line. And I'll kind of show you. And we could run more up here. I've got plenty of storage for it. So, bam, here's the storage. And I've got a bunch of splitters and stuff up here so that if I upgrade anything down there, or if I upgrade belts, nothing up here will get overwhelmed, and I can expand a ton. I think I can even run from here. Let's try. Let's throw a conveyor. Let's see, these are kind of back here a little bit. And we'll see, is it too steep to run it to the top? It doesn't say that it is, it doesn't say that it isn't. Floor is too steep, let's see. I think I can add a whole nother level to this storage, and I'll show you the storage in a second here, but I want to see if I can add another height level. And I don't know if I'll build a roof on this one or not. We can take this guy down in a second. That way, if I do need to... Encroaching on another... What's it encroaching on? So, I don't know. I don't think it's an issue, but it's not letting me do it. Maybe we'll try from this side. Floor is too steep. Oh, jeez, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. Oh my gosh. My hand is like just barely in the wrong spot on the keyboard. And instead of walking forward, I'm hitting 1. So, there we go. So that'll show you. I can go up a whole nother level at least. I want to say I could probably even go up 2 more levels, but you'll see here that probably won't ever be necessary, especially if we're using all of this stuff like we are going to have to be in the production side of it. So, but my storage, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this a similar setup up for steel right here, or for the plates, and then I'll probably do half and half and half for the next items. Because I won't be producing as many of them, since this is kind of the raw material. But I'm doing top-down storage. I don't particularly like the bottom-up storage, because if I do ever need to come up here, which I shouldn't anyway, but if I have to come up here and grab some of these iron rods to go do something else, and these aren't all full, you would have to climb all the way to the top to get it. So you can't build these as tall per se if you do the top or the top down, without moving this back further. So the top or the bottom up storage, basically what you would do is you build the same kind of front end with these stacking conveyors, but you would run it in here and then loop it around, and it would just keep going around and around and around as high as you can take it. So that is the benefit of it. It is easier to stack the material and stack it everything up. But you can see here that it wouldn't be very difficult to add another level to this. You would just delete this belt, add another one, run the belt up there, and then loop it from this one to this one. So it's not that much more difficult. Like I said, it runs into an issue with the steepness of this belt, but you can see here I've got 1, 2, 3 high, 2 wide. I've got 12 containers per pod. I don't know that I will ever fill this up. And this is the second one. But like I said, this is going to be the one that's the most full as the splitters keep, breaking down the numbers down further along the line. It keeps breaking them down. But so it runs in there, it runs around into this one, down into that one, into this one, down into that one, and then around. And everything's combined in the middle with conveyors. And then I've got it run out to a splitter. So I can go, if I needed to, I can go out here and go straight to something on any one of these locations. Bam, bam, go out there. So like I said, it is set up to where production can be increased by a ton and it will still support it. And I think that that's pretty key in the game. Even if I had to build the factory out further and just add more sections on here, I could do that. So being able to modulate and allow for growth in this game, from what I've seen in all the videos and everything, is like super key. But again, I can pull rods from these mergers here, or I can even pull them. Nope, I can't pull them from here because that's a splitter, but I could run more in. If I run other conveyors up here and increase the rod production, I can run more conveyors or more conveyors into each one of these. So these are all rods. I'm going to set up the same sort of deal right here, and that'll be the steel plates, but they will probably come up this side of the floor and start on that side. But basically I just run the production line down this and then run the conveyors back that direction, come back up, and then go back to the storage. And that's kind of how this whole thing is going to be set up. If I wanted to add another floor of production above this, I could. I don't know, as big as I'm building this, and as like I said, the whole steel section is going to be over here. I still don't know what to do with the concrete. I don't think I'm going to need a whole plant dedicated just to concrete, so I may just build like a concrete plant or pod over on this corner here. But this will be the steel production. I'll have probably the copper's already running over here, so I'll have the copper over there. And then that will probably be the advanced manufacturing towards the end of, end game. So, huge floors, huge production floors. And it's awesome. I love the organization and being able to get all this stuff, all set up and running like it's supposed to. So, probably way more organized than it needs to be, but that's kind of how my brain works. So, like I said, I've done this before, not to this, obviously not to this degree and with the storage units and all this stuff, but I worked at a surface mine, so you're constantly thinking production wise, how can I increase production, blah blah blah, and it just kind of pops in my head. So that's why it kind of looks the way it does, and everything kind of has its place, and I'm a little bit meticulous about where stuff's set and how straight and everything it is. So but that is what it is. So you can see down here hardly any are coming down here. Once those start filling up, obviously more will come down the line. If I needed to add more down the line, which I don't, I could run another conveyor up and then run it directly into these, and that would feed these storage units. So I don't even know how many storage units I've got. So what are these pods? They are 12 a piece, and I've got 6 of them. 12, 24, 48, 60, 72. I probably did the math wrong, but just in my head real quick. So a lot. And then multiply that by 24. So, and that's too big of a number for my head. But that's how many rods I've got storage for. So like I said, I don't think I will ever need that many, and I know I'm way overbuilding all of this, but better that than to get to the point where we have underbuilt and are jammed up in a corner. So let me see, can I build a storage unit on this rock? Yes, kind of. I think that'll work. So let me think about this. I'm gonna come up from that side, and I should have mirrored this. I should have gone into a different input on this side, but I didn't, because it kind of changes the way the middle looks, and I will this time. So if I set this guy right here, not enough space. Let's go back another one. Probably I'm just gonna put it right here. And I should put these in the hotbar, but so the back side of these obviously are gonna have a conveyor coming off of them and looping around into the other one. So I'm gonna make sure that I've got space for that. Let's actually build these down and make sure that everything will line up. So it's going to come up from this side. I'm going to obviously have to build some more floor, but it's going to be backwards. So it's going to feed into this one and then go around and kind of travel down this direction instead of like that one travels from this side to that side. It's going to be opposite so that I can kind of keep these, well, plus I've got this big huge rock outcrop kind of mountain in the middle of my factory here that causes some issues down there. So that's why kind of staggering the ramps going up. But this one, it should be an in. On all of them on this side are in ones. And you'll see the input, so flip them around, they're all the same way. And then these guys all go this way. So, and then you would build your conveyors. I would start at the top. And they just loop in. Now we need to build our floors here. This back wall, one thing I did run into, if you put it this close, you have to build the wall first, because the conveyors themselves will clip through the wall, but the wall will not build in place if you don't have it built. So those top ones there, I won't be able to build a wall up there. But like I said, I don't think I'm going to put a roof on this section of it. I think all the storage will be just out. So, but like I said, you have to build the walls first. Otherwise it will not, you can't build them after the conveyors are already set. Keep hitting Q instead of move. And I love the ease of building in this thing. Oh geez. I'll have to look from underneath. I might have one in the wrong spot there. And I'll move the, once I figure out where the ramp's going to be, I'll just move that one. But like I said, I will just jump in here and do these real quick, show you how to build the storage. I'll build one module and then I'll get the rest going at a later time. So. Got a couple in the wrong spot. That one's in the wrong spot. Maybe not. That one's in the wrong spot. Alright. So these sidewalls, I can build those at any time, so it's not a big deal, but this all should line up as long as you use those little grid lines. So if you're picky about that kind of thing, you're definitely going to want to build the foundations and build your plant on the foundations. So same way, input on this side, line it up, and you should set it right in front of it. And then it's going to probably turn one of these. So kind of watch. Yeah, see how it turns that second one? It thinks you want that going in opposite direction. So just kind of watch that when you're setting them. Otherwise you're going to be setting conveyors and you're going to be going, what the heck? And then just run the conveyors. So dink, dink. Dink. Don't forget to do this part, otherwise it will not fill all your storages. And it's easy to forget. I don't know if you can put these close enough together to where you don't need a conveyor, but I'm putting one in there anyway. There's that. And then the front end of it, obviously I'm not going to be able to run that other conveyor up until I see where the material comes up from the bottom. I'm actually going to determine that and then build my plant to mimic it. So these guys are kind of dark out here. Why did I choose to build this at night? How do I tell how many spaces? Grab one of these guys. That's the foot of it, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually kind of hard to do. There's 6, 7. The 7 is right here. So 8 spaces away. So if you line it up where it was, I probably could have put it right here and lined up the same and done just the same same positioning as far as the grid floors go, but sometimes you can't. If you want the spacing right, like I said, I wanted a little bit of space back here so that if I do have to come off of these and go into a merger or go into these, I've got room to run a conveyor back here. So that's why I'm not building them in reference to these grid lines. But let's see here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put that there for reference for now, because these poles go over them. And you'll know real quick if these... Oh, I should probably line them up, huh? You'll know real quick if these are in the wrong spot, because nothing will fit. The conveyors will be too steep. So you need 2 high here. Remember, we're going into the top. It's going to go into the one behind it, and it's going to loop around to this guy. This guy goes here. That one loops around here. Goes there. Remember, it's looping around on the back. Comes out here. Down to that one. And it loops around there. Down to this guy. And then this is where I put the merger. And you cannot set the merger before you set the belts, otherwise they won't line up. You can put the merger in here after, but the belt will not clip through it, so you can kind of see how it's crammed in there. And then run this guy. Oh yeah, I've got that turned incorrectly. You do not want that to run like that. Thought I had it the right way, but I guess not. I think I set these things up the wrong direction more often than I do the right direction. Actually, I need a splitter. That's probably the reason. Right? Yeah. That would do it. If you get the wrong one of these, it makes a big mess out of things. I did that last night as well. And had the whole a really, really complicated setup, and it should have been really, really simple. But it's easy to do in this game. What the heck? What am I doing here? I definitely want it to be a splitter. Did I do the wrong input? This is what I'm talking about. Oh wow, when the sun comes up, everything looks orange. Alright, let's try this one more time here. Conveyor merger, right? Multiple things into one. Oh, you know what? Duh. I'm trying to put it on the wrong one. So I'm trying to build it mimicking these. And I just said that it's backwards. So I totally did this whole thing. Dang it. I don't need to take the conveyor poles down, but I totally did all of the conveyors the wrong direction. So, if you do this and you alternate sides, make sure your brain does the same thing. Dang it. Easy to do, but it makes a huge headache if you get everything all set up. And I'm glad I had the issue down there with that thing, because I would have not known until I fired this thing up. So it's going to come from down here up to that guy. And I may actually even run... Alright, let's wait on that one. I have an idea for some space saving. So, from that one, around the backside this way, to this one down here, loop this around to here, and then that'll go straight into the second level. This one goes down to here, loops around to that level. This one goes down to the bottom level, loops around to here, and this is where you put the splitter. And this will make a lot more sense and work a lot more better. Like I said, I am so glad I had the issue with this one. Perfect. There we go. And then let's actually set this guy as well. As long as I can get it straight. I think that's straight. Looks pretty straight to me. So that will actually give me a good point, a reference point, to where I need to come up and be at for this starting process. Like this. How did that look? Okay. But like I said, I'll come up from the bottom floor, and we should have room, I hope, for at least one more of these pods. In this section. We'll have to see when we get towards the end there. I may have to change how it kind of comes up here. But like I said, these two are going to be my massive storage units because these are kind of the raw materials that go into everything else. The rest of them, I won't have to make, you know, like I said, the rotors can be in one. And then some of the other parts, the reinforced plates, they can be in one pod of 3. I guess 3 pods instead of 6 pods. I shouldn't need as many of all those items, and I can't make them as fast either. So they're not gonna be backed up like the rest of this stuff. So like I said, I should be able to get the rest of this into that, and then I just need to figure out how to get the materials from one factory to the other for the stuff that I need to make. So it's coming right along though. I'm getting it all organized like I want it. And like I said, I think I'm prepared for the whole process of this game. But I never know until I unlock everything. So it's it'll be interesting to see if my setup here is how long it'll last, and if I have to redo it at any point. It seems to me like it's pretty self-sustaining. Like I said, all of those containers are being filled by one line of rods, and I'll see how much space I've got. I may even make another pod here of those rods and run it back up there. So because I've got 6 lines. I'm gonna have a 7th line running in here, and I may have to elevate these somehow and get them up in the air so that the conveyors can run through here and not have any issues. I guess they'll probably still run through there. It'll just look kind of funky. So, but like I said, that's the plant so far. We've got one section, more sections to come. I need to build plates and get those going in here. This plant, I've completely outgrown this one over here. It is completely full. I could probably cut power off to it because nothing over here is running. Even all of those, well, I guess that's running. So if I cut power to this, it'll actually cut power to that. So it doesn't matter. Like I said, it's a renewable energy now. It's not, there's no I don't have to go collect biofuel or anything like that. So this plant I will probably leave at 10 because, like I said, it's going to be running the conveyor with the raw material to keep up with our steel production. If I need to upgrade a plant, it's probably going to be that one over there in the far distance. I think I saw that some people were a little bit further production-wise in the game, and they were running 2,000, 3,000 megawatts, and I was watching it on my phone, so I don't think that it was only 300. But I don't know what's the max megawatt level. So if you're still watching the video, comment that in the below of what your level is of what you're using. I'm not hardly using any because nothing's running. I think the most I ever got up to was like 80 when I had all of this going. So I will probably destroy the biomass generators, possibly. Like I said, it'll give me a little bit of a boost if I need a boost. So it's good to have a backup plan. But that is it for this video. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of go through all the stuff that we upgraded. The run faster, jump higher thing is awesome. You also don't take fall damage nearly as easy. You saw me jump off that 2nd story. If I jump off the top of the wall down to the ground, I do take fall damage. So you do take fall damage with the upgraded suit or shoes, but not nearly as much. I can jump off that conveyor now and not have any problems. So But thanks for joining me in this one. Like I said, if you like the video, if you want to see more content, subscribe, hit the bell. My videos will pop up in your notifications. I do play other games other than this, so like I said, if you're here, I've said this before, but if you're here for Satisfactory, then click on that playlist button. I've got them all separated out. If you're here for the other games, same sort of deal. If you're here for everything, I appreciate it. Share some of the videos if you find them helpful. Like I said, leave comments, interact. If I try to see every comment, there may be some that I miss from time to time, but let me know. Let me know what you want me to see, what you want me to improve on. If I can go over anything with setup or anything else in more detail, let me know down there, and I'll do my best to make the adjustments. So have a good evening, morning, day, whatever time it is you're watching this, and we will see you in the next one.